Okay, the fourth question, okay? So I was telling you, okay, the rules for the sine and the cos are they are same, okay? So whatever I'll tell you for this, that will apply onto the cos as well. So in general, we have the equation y is equal to a sine bx plus c, and we have exactly the same equation over here. We must know that what do these a, b, and c represent, okay? Now this a tells us about the, okay, I should tell you first of all about the this c. The c is the axis of the curve. Okay, this is the axis of the curve. The whole curve keeps on revolving, moving around this horizontal line. So right now here is this axis of the curve at 3. Okay, so we can tell that, okay, the c is equal to 3 over here. The next thing is this a, that is the amplitude of this function. Okay, that is the amplitude. So amplitude is basically this distance between the axis and the maximum, or the axis and the minimum. Okay, so you can see that that is 6 over here. So this is the amplitude of over here. So this a over here is going to be 6. Okay, then this B, if you look at a normal curve with a simple angle, like if you just see this sine x over here, the graph for sine x is like this. This is going to be like this and this. Like its one wavelength is completed within 360 degrees. So we say that the period of this sine x is 360 degrees. And if there is, if you look at this y is equal to sine 2x, so you will see that within the 360 degrees, you will have two such curves within 360 degrees. So this would be something like this going like this, and this. So this is 360 over here, and this is 180 degrees over here. That means one wavelength is being completed within 180 degrees. So we link it with this coefficient of x over here. So if you have 2x over here, there will be two wavelengths. If there is 3 over here, there will be 3 wavelengths. Okay, so this 2 tells us how to determine the period of this function. Like 360 over 2 gives us the period that is going to be 180 degrees in this case. And this curve also has a period of 180 degrees, or pi radians. Look at this one wavelength is getting completed within pi. The next pi, there is another wavelength over here. Okay, if you look at from this distance to this distance, there is exactly pi radians over here. Okay, so this b gives us the period of the function, like 360 over b, or it can be 2 pi over b, that is the period. So in this case, you put that equal to pi, so you get your b is equal to 2. So here your b is equal to 2. So these are the values of a, b, and c. Okay, I hope it is clear to you now. How did we find the values of a, b, and c? If it is yes, then I can move on to the second part then. Hmm? Is it clear, or you still want to ask something? Come on, tell me.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Okay, now let's look at this B part, Bacho. In this B part, I should make some space for the B part first, and then I'll solve it. Okay, the B part. I should cover this as well. Okay, I should cover this as well. Okay, guys, the B part. In this B part, we have to find the smallest value of x for which your y is 0. Okay. Now we know that our y is basically 6 sine 2x plus 3, and that is equal to 0. This will give us sine 2x equal to minus half. Okay, you know that sign is minus in these two quadrants over here, and we can write its exact value here. That is going to be pi by 6. This is pi by 6 and this is pi by 6. Okay, so normally we change this 2x with the alpha, but I will simply say that this 2x, since we have to find the smallest value, so I'll not be going into very much details here. I would just take the very first value over here, which is going to be 7 pi by 6. You have up to here, you have pi, and this is going beyond pi. This is pi plus pi by 6. That gives you 7 pi by 6. Okay, so this 2x is going to be 7 pi by 6. So your x is 7 pi by 12. Yes, Vacho? Hmm. In this fifth question, in the first part, it says that show that your theta is pi by pi minus 1. We're given a condition here that the perimeter of this R1 is equal to the minor arc AB. The minor arc AB, if the radius over here is, let's say the radius is R, can I say this is R theta then, Anna? This is R. And if this angle is theta, then the angle over here would be 2 pi minus theta, है ना? This is 2 pi minus theta. So this major arc would be R into 2 pi minus theta, है ना? The major arc is R into 2 pi minus theta, and the minor arc is R theta. So it says show that theta is pi minus 1. So we're going to use this condition here. The perimeter of the region R1 is equal to the arc length, major arc length AB. So the perimeter of this minor arc is going to be R plus R theta, and that is equal to the major arc AB, that is R into 2 pi minus theta. Okay, we can cancel out R from both the sides by taking it as common. So R into 2 plus theta, that is equal to R into 2 pi minus theta. So this R, these R's are cancelled out. So we have 2 plus theta is equal to 2 pi minus theta. So this is 2 theta is equal to 2 pi minus 2. So your theta is pi minus 1. That is what you had to show. Okay, then it says given that the area of the region R1 is 30 centimeters square, so we have to find the area of the region R2. The area of the region R2, that is what we will find, okay? That will be R2 would be, yeah, this is half R square into the angle over here. Now if this angle was theta, so if your theta is pi minus 1, then what would be your 2 pi minus theta? That would be 2 pi minus 1. So that would be pi plus 1. So the area of the region R2 would be half R square into pi plus 1. We don't have the value of R, okay? So let's use this condition here, the area of R1. So area of R1 is going to be half R square theta, and theta is pi minus 1, that is equal to 30. Now, bacho, you have to be clever here. Let's just find the value of half R square. Don't do anything extra here, okay? Don't use your calculators. I'll substitute this half R square as it is into this relation over here, okay? So this will be now over here. Now this will be half R square. Sorry, instead of half R square, I should be writing 30 over pi minus 1. Okay, into pi plus 1. So using the calculator at this level, you can get the answer, correct answer, correct to three significant figures. Did anyone find the answer using the calculator?
Sir, 58.01.
Okay, so correct to three significant figures, we should write it as 58.0. And please remember, if you just ignored this zero and you thought, okay, yaar, 58.0 is same as 58. Now this is two significant figures, okay? So you have to write it as 58.0 centimeter square, okay? Okay, the sixth question, I'll tell you about the first part first, the part one first, and then we'll go to the second part. Acha, in this first part, it says find OA dot OB. So I prefer using the matrix notation here, okay? That's easier and quicker. This is 2 minus 8 and 4 dot, this is 7, 2, and minus 1. So this dot product is 14 minus 16 minus 4, and that is equal to minus 6. Okay, so that is OA dot OB, which is minus 6. And then it says, and hence. Now, hence is basically a hint for you that there's no further working required. Okay, so when there's hence given to you, so that means there is no further working required over here. Okay, so remember, for example, if this is your OA, this is your OB, and there is a theta between this, like angle AOB is theta. So if your OA dot OB, if this dot product, let me call this A and B, this is easier to write for me. So if this A dot B is positive, okay, then your theta is going to be acute. If your A dot B is negative, okay, then this theta is going to be obtuse. That is the case here, okay? Your A dot B is negative. So that means this is going to be your option here. This is going to be an obtuse angle. And this is a very famous property that if A dot B is equal to 0, then your theta is going to be a right angle, okay? So that is how you answer this first part. Then this next part, it says, we're given that AX is 2 over 5 AB. This is always a good idea to have a sketch with you, okay? Now suppose if this is your A, this is your B over here. So I should mark my X over here so that like if this is 2, so all of this is going to be 5, okay? So if we have this AB, we can have AX. And once we have AX, then we can have OX as well. So let's find this AB quickly. This AB is going to be OB minus OA, okay? So that is going to be, OB is 7, 2 minus 1. So this is 7 minus 2 is 5. 2 minus minus 8 is 10. Minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. This is your AB, okay? And your AX is 2 by 5 of AB. So this is going to be 2 by 5 of this 5, 10, this minus 5. So this is going to be 2, 4, and minus 2, okay? Now from here, we go on to find this, let's find this, let me have some space here. Okay, now we have to go find this OX now. So we know that AX is OX, come on yeah, OX minus OA. So your OX is OA plus AX, which is going to be OA is 2 minus 8, 4 plus AX is 2, 4 minus 2. So this OX is going to be 4 minus 4 and 2. Can someone tell me without any working that what is the magnitude of OX? Hmm? Yes. Do you remember that the magnitude of two twos and a one? This is very frequently used, this two twos and a one. Hmm? Yes, Bacho? What is the magnitude of
3.
3 exactly? So when there are two twos and a 1, the magnitude is 3. So here the magnitude will be 6. Okay, you can always find this if you want. So it says the unit vector in the direction of OX. So the unit vector is basically a vector divided by its magnitude. So we can say the unit vector in the direction of OX is 1 over 6 into 4 minus 4, 2. You can leave your answer to this. You want to simplify this, you can write it like this. And if there is someone amongst you who does not want to annoy the examiner at any cost, so she must write this as 2 over 3I minus 2 over 3j, because that is how the question statement is given. So though you will be getting full marks if you keep it in this form, but this is always better to be on the safe side. So this is the unit vector in the direction of OX. Okay. Okay. 7 in 7a, you have to find the sum to infinity. So here is a formula. You must know that your a is going to be 0.5 square, which is going to be 0.25. Sorry, not a. This is your r. Okay, and your a is 0.5. So the sum to infinity is going to be 0.5 over 1 minus 0.25. This is zero point 0.5 over 0.75. This is going to be 2 by 3, I think. This is 2 by 3. Okay. Uh, Sometimes we ask that why we can find the sum to infinity. Can someone tell us that why can we find the sum to infinity? Hmm? What is the condition for which we can find the sum to infinity?
Sir, common ratio less than 1 है.
Yeah, the common ratio, you must mention it like this: the common ratio should be less than 1. That means regardless of being plus or minus, it should be between 0 and 1. It can be minus 2 over 3, sorry, it can be minus 0.25 or 1 over 3 or 2 over 3 minus 2, like any ratio. Or in other words, if I remove this absolute mark here, so this has to be between minus 1 and 1. Okay? Now going on to the B part, for the B part, I would rather make some space here first, okay, so that we can do that easily. I want to remove this as well, and I want to make this yellow as well, okay. So this is the sunflower zone, the yellow zone, okay. So I can make some yellow here as well. I don't want this part A. Oh, this is looking cool. Okay. So the part B, it says the first two terms in an AP are 5 and 9. So if your A is 5 and the second term is 9, so what is your D then? Hmm? Yes, Bacho, the common difference D. Hmm? If it is like 5 comma 9 comma blah 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 blah, so what will be D?
4.
4. Yeah, this is going to be 4. Okay, it says the last term in the progression is the only term which is greater than 200. So it's telling us that an is greater than 200, the only term. So this should be 201, 200, something 202 maybe. Okay, so let's apply the formula that we have learned, that an is a plus n minus 1 into d. So I'll put that more than 200. Okay, so this a, which is 5, plus n minus 1 into 4 is greater than 200. So 4 into n minus 1 is greater than 195. So n minus 1 is greater than 48.75. So n is greater than 49.75. So if it is the only term greater than 200, so what should be n? Hmm? Yes, n should be, yes, Bacho, this n should be,
50.
it should be 50. Yes, this should be 50. Okay. Obviously, if your n is exactly this, suppose if you change this greater than sign with the equal mark, like suppose instead of this, you have the equal mark here. Okay, this is equal to this, equal to this, equal to this, equal to this. So, you know that n cannot be in decimals. It has to be an exact value. So this has to be the next after this 49.75. So that has to be 50 here. Okay, so then it says find the sum of all the terms in this progression. So we have to find, basically we have to find S50, which is going to be 50 over 2 into 2a. The sum formula I'm using is n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so just use this formula, that is 10 plus 49 times 4. So this will be whatever you get from here. Can someone tell me quickly what is this? 25 times 206 maybe? Yes. Oh, 296 I think. No, 200, 196.
206.
Yeah. So what is this going to be?
5150.
51. Okay, so that is the sum of these terms here. Okay, so this was the last question of the day. Okay, thank you very much. So in this ninth question, you have to find the volume beta. So first of all, you must know the formula for the volume is, now this is, you must know where is it, about what it is being rotated. So it says it is being rotated about x-axis. So the volume formula is going to be pi limit from a to b, and this is y square dx. Now, mostly students forget to find this y square. They just start finding the volume using y over here. Okay, so now your y is 6 over 3x minus 2. So let's prepare this y square. That is going to be 36 over 3x minus 2 whole square. Now, there is another very common mistake here. Students start expanding this 3x minus 2 whole square in the denominator, and they integrate it while keeping this, all of this in the denominator. So remember, we cannot integrate the things in the denominator. So you better move it to the numerator. So this can be written as 36 into 3x minus 2 to the power minus 2. So once we are ready with this, so this becomes um, easier to handle now. So this volume is going to be pi limit from 1 to 2. And I can write this 36 with this over here, okay? So this is 3x minus 2 to the power minus 2. So this is going to be 36 pi 1 to 2. Its integral is 3x minus 2 to the power minus 1 over minus 1 times this 3. So do not forget anything. These are very long questions, okay? Now this 3 can be cancelled with this 36 over here. And I will be writing this as minus 12 pi. So you should simplify this as much as you can. This is limit from 1 to 2. And I'm left with 1 over 3x minus 2 over here. Now I'll be applying the limits into this. ठीक है बच्चों? I hope you're with me. This is minus 12 pi and this is going to give us, when I put 2 here, I have 1 over 4, and then when I have 1 here, I get 1, okay? So this is minus 12 pi into minus 3 by 4. And finally, your answer is going to be 9 pi unit cube. Now you see, this is asking for you people to give your answer in terms of pi. So you can easily lose a mark if you ignore what is being asked in this question. Okay, so this has to be in terms of pi. Don't use calculator or try to give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. Okay, so that is the question number 9b.